In the grim-dark world setting of the novel Starfaller, Shadowborn, one organization rises above the rest, the Grim Shadows. Built on blood, magic and greed, they are more than a mercenary force. They are a war machine of specialists, hardened by conflict, bound by silence, and led by shadows. The Grim Shadows are a private mercenary company feared throughout the city of Arquest and beyond. They answer to no king, no throne, no council. They serve only the Red Ghosts, 9 unseen masters of Arquest's elite society. Their names are unknown, their faces never revealed. Yet they control one of the most lethal paramilitary forces in the known world. Some say the Grim Shadows have existed for over 200 years. Others believe they are far older, reborn under new banners again and again. Their services are sold in blood coin, assassination, sabotage, battlefield engagements, even guarding merchant caravans when the coin is right. At the beginning of Starfaller Shadowborn, the company is commanded by Malric Dreadmorn, called Old Knife, or simply the Red Hand, ruthless, brilliant, and feared by friend and foe alike. But after his death at the hands of the Silver Veil, a new figure rises. A former assassin, a legend thought lost, a killer named Starfaller. This lore guide begins from the moment Starfaller takes command of the Grim Shadows. What follows is a full breakdown of their inner structure, the headquarters, the leadership, the units, the equipment, and the secret war they fight beneath the skin of the world. Beneath the northern graveyard of Arquest, beyond the bones of paupers and kings, lies a place whispered of in fear and reverence, the grave. Few know the way in, fewer still make it back out. The only path is through the earth itself, past old tombs and forgotten ruins, until one finds the gate to the grave, an iron maw carved into stone, sealed by wards older than the city itself. Once inside, there is no turning back. You are in the domain of the Grim Shadows now. The halls are a labyrinth, stone tunnels twisted over time into a fortress of shadow. Here the dead walls breathe with secrets, and every corridor hides a story soaked in blood. At the center of it all is Central, the heart of operations. It is here that Ratcatcher, the Grim Shadow's elusive spy master, watches over the city. Every mission, every movement, every whisper of war flows through his hands. Supply and alchemical warfare are overseen by Daresh Bloodsworn. His wing of the grave reeks of smoke, steel, and arcane fire. Explosives, enchantments, and volatile brews. This is where war is manufactured. Daresh is not just a supplier. He's an architect of destruction. And then there is the Archive, a forgotten library older than the city above it. Its shelves stretch into darkness, filled with forbidden knowledge, relics, and books that hum with hunger. It is watched over by Sal, a woman as ancient as the Archive itself. Some say she once taught kings. Others say she's not entirely alive. But she knows every spell, every artifact, and every betrayal recorded since the Grim Shadows began. The grave is more than a base. It is a machine, a hive, a crucible of killers, thinkers, and architects of war. And now, under Starfaller's command, the grave awakens once more. The war drums echo through its halls, and Arquest trembles above. Leadership of the Grim Shadows. The Red Ghosts. In the city of Arquest, power wears a mask, and none wear it more skillfully than the Red Ghosts. 9 shadows in human form, 9 seats behind the curtain. Their names are not spoken in public, only whispered in corridors of power and blood. They are the true rulers of the Grim Shadows mercenary organization, each a symbol of a different face of control, strategy, and violence. The 9 lords and ladies who are the Red Ghosts. The Cold Lady, silent, brilliant, and heartless. She governs with logic colder than the void, her mind an engine of war and calculation. The Political Lord, a manipulator of laws and lies, he controls the flow of alliances, blackmail, and propaganda from the shadows of the noble courts. The Pragmatist, ruthless in efficiency, with no room for emotion. To him, people are assets or liabilities, and nothing more. The Hollow Queen, a woman of faded beauty and untouchable cruelty, rumored to be ageless and soulless. The Stoic Blade, a master of duels and discipline. He speaks with his sword and believing in his own sense of twisted honor and code. The Twilight Knight, once a noble paladin, He learned one too many secrets. Now he hungers for forbidden knowledge and power. Master Sunset, a deadly master of martial arts and soul energy. His smile has never reached his eyes. Sister, Pain, the voice of suffering. She believes agony is a path to truth. Her methods break the mind and rebuild it in her image. The Gallows Prince, youngest of the ghosts, charismatic, cruel, and theatrical. His executions are performances, his laughter. An omen. When the red ghosts gather, only 3 will be seen, while the other 6 sit in the shadows. For some unknown reason, these shadows cannot be dispelled or removed. While they will converse among each other, their conversations cannot be heard or understood. Even magic cannot reveal them. Only the 3 that are seen will talk with whoever they are meeting with. No one knows how powerful they are. Together, they are the unseen hand of the grim shadows. Their meetings are rare, their decisions final. Even Starfaller, the Red Hand himself, answers to them. No one knows where they sleep. No one knows their true names. To the outside world, they are just rumors. But in Arquest, rumors rule. Within the grim shadows, power flows like blood, and blood is commanded by a hand. Not just a man, a structure, a war engine. At the center of this command is the Red Hand, the supreme battlefield leader of the grim shadows. He does not just give orders, he directs the organization's will like a clenched fist. The Red Hand is more than a title. It is a symbol. Whoever holds it leads the grim shadows in all martial matters. Missions, expansions, assassinations, and war. The Red Hand answers only to the red ghosts. But when the ghosts fall silent, it is the hand that moves. Under the Red Hand are 5 trusted captains, a structure forged in blood, the thumb and the fingers. The thumb is the mind. The Red Hand's strategist, enforcer, and shield. This role is held by Rake, a grim veteran whose silence speaks louder than commands. Rake ensures the other fingers stay sharp. He balances them, disciplines them, and enacts Starfaller's will without hesitation or question. The 4 fingers, tactical pillars of war. Each controls a key division of the grim shadows: military, ranged, arcane, and covert. Celtis Iron Fist, the Blood Hunters. Celtis commands the grim shadows' primary military force, the Blood Hunters. Heavy infantry, skirmishers, bone crushers. He is blunt, brutal, and methodical, the hammer that breaks all resistance. Vela Thornheart, the Red Rain. Vela controls the archers and siege marksmen, the Red Rain. Shadow Stalkers, Ember Arrows, Storm Bolts. She strikes before the enemy even knows they're in range. Her arrows are messages, and each one says, "You're already dead." Frostkiss Winterbane, the Witchblades. Frostkiss leads the Witchblades, the most feared mages in Arquest. Divided into elemental battle mages, hexcasters, and the forbidden Black Flame Circle. He turns magic into murder. Cold, controlled, catastrophic. Gavrik Blackblade, the Black Ravens. Gavrik commands the elite covert units, the Black Ravens, Crimson Blades, Night Stalkers, Ghost Walkers. He leads assassins, spies, and infiltrators with surgical precision. Where others raise armies, Gavrik sends whispers with blades. Together, these 5 form the hand, guided by the Red Hand, stabilized by the thumb, striking with the fingers. No army, no guild, no empire in Arquest can match their coordination. They are not just leaders, they are the storm that breaks kingdoms. Support and intelligence. The shadow beneath the blade. In every war, the sword may strike the blow. But it is the eye, the mind, and the hand behind the blade that ensures the kill. Within the grave, far beneath the streets of Arquest, 3 figures shape the unseen spine of the grim shadows. Ratcatcher. Spymaster. Nobody knows his face. But he knows yours. From the hidden nerve center known as Central, Ratcatcher sees everything. Every whisper in the alleys, every betrayal in a noble's court. He monitors contracts, leaks, movements, threats, and eliminates them before they even exist. To the world above, he's a rumor. To the grim shadows, he is paranoia made flesh. Daresh Bloodsworn. Quartermaster, alchemist, engineer of the forbidden. Born of the fell blood, Daresh crafts the weapons and supplies that fuel the Grim Shadow's war machine, from enchanted blades to breaching charges, from experimental potions to living armor. Every nightmare on the battlefield began with his hand. His chambers stink of smoke, steel, and sulfur. And every item that leaves his forge carries a warning. This will kill something, maybe even you. Thorn Blackflame, Chief Advisor, Archmage, the mind of the old guard. He once vanished into the depths of lost tomes and forgotten magic. But when Malric fell and Starfall rose, Thorn returned, not as a soldier, but as a strategist. A master of shadowmancy, a tactician who sees 10 moves ahead while the enemy takes its first. His voice rarely rises, but when it does, kingdoms listen. He is more than a mentor. He is the architect of victory. Together, these three form the backbone of the Red Hand's intelligence and logistics. They don't fight on the front lines, they build them. The Blood Hunters, in the deepest catacombs of Arcest, beyond the twisting halls of the grave, march the beating heart of the grim shadows. The Blood Hunters. Forged by war, hardened by attrition, loyal only to the Red Hand, these are not simple soldiers. They are executioners, enforcers, vanguard killers. And they march under one name. Selthis Ironfist. Selthis is a half-orc with the soul of a battlefield, silent, brutal, and unshakable. He commands with few words, but every glance is a sentence, every command a death sentence. Under him, the Blood Hunters are broken into 3 fearsome divisions. Iron Fangs, heavy infantry. The Iron Fangs form the armored spearhead of the Grim Shadows, shock troops clad in dark plate, wielding blades, spears, and tower shields. They do not retreat. They do not hesitate. They are the iron wall between Arcest and the chaos outside its gates. When they march, the ground trembles. When they strike, bones break. Bone crushers, siege breakers. If the Iron Fangs are a shield, the Bone Crushers are the hammer. Brutish warriors armed with great mauls, oversized axes, and tower breachers. Some wear no armor, only blood and ash. They are siege breakers and building levelers. When gates need tearing down, when walls must fall, the Bone Crushers are unleashed. Crimson Hounds, skirmishers. Fast, agile, and ruthless, the Crimson Hounds are the Blood Hunters' skirmish corps. Light-armored killers trained in ambush, pursuit, and red zone combat. They strike from the sides, circle the flanks, and bleed the enemy out before they can regroup. Hounds don't bark, they bite, and they don't let go. Selthis Ironfist does not command respect, he earns it, one broken enemy at a time. Under his grim leadership, the Blood Hunters remain the iron spine of the Grim Shadow's war machine. When the drums of war echo in the grave, these are the first to march. Red Rain. The Eyes of Death. The Red Rain is the archery and range division of the Grim Shadows, led by the cold-eyed wood elf Vela Thornheart. While others charge the front, the Red Rain brings death from a distance, striking before the enemy ever sees them. Their arrows are not just weapons, they are judgments. Precise, silent, unforgiving, Vela Thornheart is a master of ambush warfare and calculated kill zones. Her command style is cold, strategic, and utterly devoid of sentiment. Every volley she calls is a message. You were seen before you even raised your blade. The Red Rain is composed of 3 specialized subunits: Shadow Stalkers, Stealth Archers, Silent Marksmen. These are the ghosts in the tree line, the watchers in the ruins, expert in camouflage, night operations, and precise elimination. They strike from concealment, often killing entire squads before a single alarm is raised. Their arrows are silent, black-fletched, and often poisoned. The last thing you never see: Ember Arrows, fire archers, siege breakers, trained to set the world ablaze. Their flame-tipped arrows are used to ignite siege engines, collapse fortifications, or simply sow terror. Often deployed in urban warfare and battlefield chaos, they wear soot-slicked leathers and carry bows reinforced to launch incendiary payloads. We do not burn cities, we erase them. Storm bolts, crossbowmen with alchemical-tipped bolts. They wield compact, high-powered crossbows fitted with specialty bolts, explosive, corrosive, freezing, or toxin-based. a favorite tool of Valor for disrupting shield walls, disabling mages, or clearing enemy bunkers. Their reloads are quick, and their bolts are devastating. We don't miss. And if we do, it explodes anyway. Valor Thornheart, commander of the Red Rain, her presence is silent and sharp. Cloaked in green-black leathers, her eyes track every movement like a predator measuring wind before the strike. She rarely speaks, but when she does, it is a command that cuts like a blade. The wind speaks. The arrow answers. The Witchblades, the arcane arm of the Grim Shadows. In the Grim Shadows, magic is not mystery, it is warfare, and no force wields it with more precision and terror than the Witchblades. Led by the cold and ruthless commander Frostkiss Winterbane, the Witchblades are not scholars of spellbooks or cloistered academies. They are killers trained in the field, wielding flame, frost, and shadow as blades drawn across the throat of Arkest's enemies. Frostkiss Winterbane, master of the arcane and commander of the Witchblades. His eyes are ice, his voice colder. His mages are living weapons, trained not in theory but in execution. The Witchblades are divided into 3 deadly cabals, the Grey Balance Elemental Battle Mages. They command the primal forces of wind, flame, earth, and ice, shaping the battlefield with crushing storms and boiling death. Precision, power, discipline. They are walking cataclysms, the Hexbringers masters of illusion, curses, and mental domination. These warlocks unmake reality itself, twisting sight, sound, and thought. Their enemies never know they've been broken until it's far too late. The Black Flame Circle, wielders of void-born, forbidden magic. These sorcerers tap into realms no sane mage would dare. Black flame burns colder than frost and feeds on the soul. When the circle is summoned, mercy is not. The Witchblades are few in number, but more dangerous than entire armies. They are the nightmare whispered in arcane circles, the mage killers, the veil walkers. Where they march, kingdoms fall and shadows burn. The Crows, skyborn death. Among the most feared divisions of the Witchblades are the Crows, the arcane air cavalry of the Grim Shadows. Each crow flight is led by a single Witchblade mage, standing atop a living carpet of shadow thread, an enchanted construct woven with void silks and blood-forged glyphs. These magical platforms are not just vehicles. They are weapons, shields, and skyborn siege towers. A single carpet can carry up to 20 operatives, adjusting its form and size at the mage's command. They can rise silently from rooftops, hover over cities, or drop troops into burning battlefields with ghost-like precision. The Crows are not scouts, they are reapers, death from above, fire from the heavens, and no warning. In combat, the Crows offer devastating mobility and spell support. From above, they unleash elemental salvos, suppression hexes, and curses that rot the courage from enemy ranks. Below, their payload is elite agents, deployed where the enemy is weakest, or most afraid. No horns announce the arrival of the Crows, only silence, followed by falling ash and bodies. Black Ravens, nightmares in the dark. In the war machine of the Grim Shadows, not all battles are fought with brute strength. Some wars are won in silence, with a whisper, a shadow, or a knife in the dark. Gavrik Blackblade commands the Black Ravens, silent, watchful, lethal. His name is rarely spoken aloud, but in the alleys of Arkest it is feared. He does not need a throne, only a target. Gavrik leads from the shadows, not with words, but with executions. The Black Ravens are more than elite operatives. They are the dagger behind the smile, the shadow behind the throne. Specialists in espionage, assassination, and deep cover intelligence, they are the unseen hand of the Red Ghosts. Unit breakdown, the Crimson Blades. Precision fighters and battlefield tacticians. Trained to strike fast and disappear faster. They walk with the bearing of knights, but kill like ghosts. The Night Stalkers, infiltrators and professional killers, masters of poison, stealth, and silence. They are dispatched when a name must be erased, with no trace left behind. The Ghost Walkers, disguise artists, spies, and informants. They wear 1,000 faces and hear every secret whispered in Arkest. The truth bends to their will. Black Ravens do not take prisoners. They take secrets, silence, and blood. Where others lead armies, Gavrik leads nightmares. The Broken Shields, Iron-forged, cast aside, they are not elite, they are not subtle. But when the grim shadows need brute force, when the skies are burning and blood runs in the gutters, they call in the broken shields. Once knights, once soldiers, now mercenaries with something left to prove, and nothing left to lose. Commanded by Captain Marek Ironshield, they specialize in defensive tactics and urban warfare. The broken shields are the reserve force of the Grim Shadows, a force that the Grim Shadows can call upon when needed. They will only work for the Grim Shadows, and their relationship has never been fully explained. Deployed when the Witchblades are occupied, when the Black Ravens are spread thin, when the Blood Hunters are knee-deep in another war, heavily armored, brutally trained, often outnumbered, but never outmatched. They don't win with finesse. They win by holding the line, by dying slower than anyone else. Their loyalty isn't bought, it's welded into their bones, one scar at a time. When all else fails, send in the shields. In the shadows of Arcest, power is not always seen, but always felt. The Grim Shadows are not an army. They are a storm, a knife in the dark, a whisper before the fall. They do not fight for kings. They fight for coin, for cause, for control, led by ghosts, fueled by blood, bound by a code only they understand. And now, under the command of Starfaller, their blades are sharpened, their eyes open, and their reach grows longer by the hour. From the depths of the grave, to the halls of power, to the front lines of war. The Grim Shadows move. Those who stand against them will never see the blade until it's already too late. This was your first look inside the war machine, but the shadows are deeper than you know, and their story has only just begun. Like, follow, join the rebellion. Starfaller, Shadowborn. Available now on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles.